Simon, games against Everton and Southampton just around the corner. Can Leeds United afford this managerial situation to drift any further? Corberan not coming. Andoni Iraola not coming. And now it appears Arne Slot at Feyenoord is a man who could well be in the box seat. But in a moment you'll hear why he might not be coming. But what do you think? It's drifting, isn't it?
Look, I mean, there was never a perfect time to fire a manager and then instantaneously walk one through the door. Most of the time, there is a lag and a drag. And especially now, if you're a Premier League side that needs somebody that's going to be able to take the ball by the horns instantaneously, you're going to have to go to a fully fledged manager, not one that's just been fired by someone else. So that puts you in sort of hostage to fortune. I'm not entirely sure if I was the Feyenoord owner, I would be enamoured with the response from their manager in terms of if I got a text message from Leeds, I would open it rather than suggest that my future was at Feyenoord and I couldn't care less if I get a text message from Leeds or not.
Yeah.
And of course Leeds wouldn't be texting him direct anyway because they would have approached the club, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it seems a bit of a silly quote, but certainly Leeds United fans might be thinking, Stuart, I wish they'd get a bend on here.
I think so, but then again, they've gone to United in midweek and got an incredible result. I didn't see that one coming. No. I thought this is a definite home win here. And they've got an incredible result, and obviously they've got the return fixture as well this weekend. So I'll be interesting to pick Simon's brains and find out what his time lag would be in regard to if you felt you had to change the manager, would you start approaching other managers? How would that work?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the situation with Leeds is so scattergun. I think there's so many other factors that are driving decisions at Leeds. Of course, the primary decision-making is staying in the Premier League, but that's indexed to something else. And if you look at the scenario of recruiting coaches from clubs that were explicitly indexed to Jesse Marsch, i.e. this assistant that's gone in there, and then within a week or so, binning Jesse Marsch and leaving the coach that was recruited specifically, I'd imagine, on Jesse Marsch's instructions, seems to make no sense, which means to me that perhaps the straw that broke the camel's back was losing to your lot, to your old Nottingham Forest, which is a rivalry that goes back for some time because of the Clough indexing. Yeah. But the bottom line is that I think Leeds have made a slightly knee-jerk decision with Jesse Marsch, trying to hold on to it, and now they're trying to plug the gaps. And of course, you've seen Andrea come out and say, there'll be white smoke puffing out soon enough. Yeah. Which clearly isn't the case.
Well, that teased them even more, didn't it?
Well, it does, but that would lead you to the conclusion that he thought he had a deal done. But you like Newcastle found out with Unai Emery, it isn't done until it's done.
Well, exactly, Simon. A man you and I both met over in Qatar, the top Dutch football agent, Guido Albers. He knows Arne Slot at Feyenoord very, very well. Doesn't represent him, but they're good chums. A short time ago, Albers gave us his take on the links between Slot and Leeds.
For me, it's absolutely no surprise. He's really successful here in Holland with Feyenoord. He's doing a great job. But I think personally that he wants to finish his job at Feyenoord because they're going for the title this year. And last year they went to the Conference League final. So there's a lot of things to do. But you never know in football.
You never know in football, but you're not surprised his name is being mentioned.
No, because I think every club is looking to those young, talentful coaches. So every time the discussion is about the same. So I think if you look to his success in the past years, and the way of playing, I think, there's always interest in coaches like him.
You think he's going to carry on with the job he's doing well at Feyenoord?
100%. But that's my opinion, So you never know what's on the background, but in the way I know him, in the way he is doing his project now, I really think that he wants to finish this in the right way.
I watched it there, Stuart. You were listening to Guido Albers very, very closely, and you want to say something off the back of it.
Yeah, I do. Do you find there's a little bit of arrogance here from the Premier League that suggests that they click their fingers and managers from all over Europe should come running to the Premier League? I think it's a little bit disrespectful to the Dutch league, to the Italian league, to whoever it may be, that you think, well, Leeds need a manager, they'll take this one, that one, that one. And there's an expectation they should come running.
Yeah, and Albert says there, no, Slot's doing such a good job at Feyenoord, and it's unfinished business. He still wants to see it through there. So I get what Stuart's saying, Simon. Leeds can't just go like that and Slot will come running.
I'm not entirely sure Leeds think that they can. I mean, ultimately, Leeds will knock on the door and they will ask, and if the answer is no, then they'll either take it at face value or they'll do something different about it, which might be incentivising the club to let the manager go. There's no doubt that the Benelux leagues and the Dutch leagues are pathways for coming to the Premier League if you get an opportunity to. Ten Hag was pulling up trees, but he's decided to go and manage Man United, and Leeds United have the potential to be a huge football club if they get it right. Yes,
I know, but as Slot's got a decision to make here. What's the more attractive option? To go to England and get involved in a relegation battle, or to stay where he is and try and win the Eredivisie with Feyenoord?
Well, twofold. Economically, the Premier League and Leeds, even if they got relegated, would be a better option than managing in the Dutch league because they'll pay them much more money. And B, if he gets it right with Leeds United, he's got a powerhouse of a side that's about to be taken over potentially by American owners that are going to push it on to the next level. So you can't argue against it. You can't argue against the irresistibility of it. I'm not sure.
Leeds in the Championship is a better option than Feyenoord winning the title in Holland and being in the Champions League.
Leeds not in the Championship, but if that's the fallback position, economically and logistically, Leeds United will provide him with better solutions for his personal finances, and Leeds United will probably give themselves a very good chance of getting promoted back into the Premier League with him. Now, I'm not suggesting that our second tier of football is better than the elite leagues in other countries, but it ain't far off it. Because our teams in the Championship are so competitive.
This is borderline arrogance.
Well, why is it arrogance to stating reasonable facts?
That's exactly your point, Stuart.
It is my point. It wasn't a slight at Leeds. It was a slight at probably our media, if you like, that have got that arrogance that if there's a job available, anyone will come and drop everything.
But are they
on foreign
in
shores?
fairness to them, are they?
And when you say media, you mean him?
Well, no, maybe in this instance.
Probably me as well. Who knows?
Is anybody in the media, in fairness to the media, suggesting that why in God's name would you start Feyenoord? That's not the positioning. What they're saying is Leeds United are after this manager, and Leeds United are going to go after him, and they're listing a load of candidates. Leeds United, it'd be strange if Leeds United weren't going for top managers. And there's a debate about where these top managers exist. And with all due respect to the Dutch league, and I know that they've done well in recent Champions League, I know that they've been very challenging, but there is a vast difference between the Dutch league and the Premier League. And if Leeds United get their head on, they won't be getting relegated because we've seen what they're capable of.
Okay, well, games against Everton and Southampton just around the corner. But I'll put it out there to Leeds fans. Are you concerned? Can Leeds afford for this managerial situation to drift? You heard from Guido Albers there, top agent in the Netherlands, who's saying, look, I know Slot, but he's mightily happy at Feyenoord and is getting on with doing what is a very good job. Time is getting on. Are you worried that Leeds seem to be slightly dragging their feet with people like Corberan coming and going, with people like Areola coming and going, and the slot isn't filled yet? Well, certainly not by Slot. 03717 223344 810 89.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.